The best business advice I've ever received is that with every challenge brings opportunity. As a CEO, we are constantly managing the challenge and at the same time looking for an opportunity to learn from it, grow from it, and try to make something become of it.
The best business advice that I have received is to over-communicate status updates to people that I am working with on projects. I perpetually keep them updated on whether things are going well or things are going poorly to eliminate the stress of them not knowing and potential overreaction when challenges arise.
Talk to everybody. People are really what a company is about, and the company is just an accumulation of the value that all these people create. So the more you know the people and the more you have a relationship with the people, you can really win by talking to them.
The best business advice I ever received was do what you love, so that when you wake up in the morning, it's not like going to work, it's going to do your passion.
Learn from the past, dream about the future, and execute today. It's basically thinking about the present and making sure you don't waste time on any project and you start now. There's no better time.
The best business advice that I've ever received was, what got you here will not get you there. There were things I kept saying over and over again. I did this, it got me here. Of course, I can do it again, but to scale up, you gotta change things, you gotta shake it up a bit, and that right there is gonna get you to a new level of success.
Slowing down the game is a critical concept. We don't have a retake. We don't have a playback for us. So we have to slow each frame down in our minds, understanding what's going to happen next and the outcome behind the decisions that we're going to make.
What keeps me up at night is, are we living into our values? We spend an hour going through our mission and our values in terms of why they exist and how they came to be, and what it means to how we want people to choose to show up on a regular basis.
What keeps me up at night is culture. With our values at our company, people is the most important element to it. And if we don't have good culture and continuing to think about our culture and improving our culture over time, we're not going to be successful.
Any business is started to solve for a problem. How are we going to no longer be that crutch that the community needs? And so when you're solving for that problem of poverty, the thing that keeps me up at night is, how are we going to put ourselves out of business?
Cybersecurity is so important. You think about the millions of dollars that we move on a regular basis and the amount of sensitive information that we hold, we're a prime target. It keeps me thinking, again, outside the box, what could happen or what could I do to prevent something negatively happening to us, to our firm, or our investors.
Are we reaching our community? Are we having an impact in our community? Is the program we're offering impactful? Are we listening? Are we making space at the table, not only for the community and our patients, but for our staff?
What keeps me up at night is any type of misalignment to our strategic plan. So I have an occasional nightmare, and the nightmare is building a bridge, and you're building the bridge from both sides. When you get to the middle, they're not lined up, they're misaligned. And so it's really important that all those things are collaborative and everybody's communicating, and all these great ideas and everybody's working really hard. If they don't match at the end of the plan, you have a problem.
What keeps me up at night is that we're regressing as a society. We are so kind of divided and so willing to fight for our perspective that we're not willing to disagree respectfully and still be in relationship with each other.
A defining moment in my career was when Bancroft was running out of cash. I was about to file bankruptcy and issue war notices. And then I began to wonder, what's going to happen to the individuals that we serve? And it was in that moment that I realized Bancroft was too important to fail.
A defining moment in my life as a Titan was how my organization responded to the COVID pandemic. Some organizations actually perform better under challenging situations. And for me, the quickness in which we were able to respond to our nonprofit community partners showed me the power of people in times of real stress.
The defining moment in my life was when I learned not to follow the status quo. Don't just follow in somebody's footsteps of someone that was here before. Use critical thinking and try and create value. Value for the client, value for your company, and value for yourself. And that's something I take with me to this day.
One of my defining moments would really be getting us through COVID. It defined our company. We came through it much better than when we started, actually, but it was a really difficult time, and we're soaring now.
It's really culture. I can only be successful, in my view, with the right teammates, the right coworkers, the right colleagues. So having a team-oriented approach is very important to me. Building that culture that I have at home as well as in the office was important for me to grow.
A defining moment in my life was when I was working for a company at the age of 25 and I was going to lose my job. I had the opportunity to either start a business or go find a job working for someone else, and I decided to take the leap of faith.
When I was seeing what people were doing around me and it wasn't matching what I heard them say, I started to make different choices in a way that I hadn't before. My business is so much more successful. My personal life is more robust. Being able to watch what people do and not just what they say.
It's accepting failure. You get to a point, sometimes unfortunately, where you have no more moves, there's no more options, no more choices. So what do you do with that moment? And what defines that moment? If you accept it and you can learn from it, it doesn't have to be a complete failure.
A belief that a Titan should have is where challenges is where we grow. And when things get challenging, you gotta remember that you're actually onto something. Don't be bound by someone else's challenges.
Titans should believe in resiliency. Anything can be solved. We're a data-driven company, and I have learned through many mistakes that you have to look at the data. Be data-driven and data-centric when you're looking at how to grow a company.
A Titan can overcome anything. In 2019, we were charged with the opportunity to raise $20 to $25 million within a 5-year period. We have raised 10 times that amount, and I believe that's a Titan effort.
A belief a Titan should have is that you need to lead by example. Leading by example means to me showing that you are driven, fair, respectful, and kind to everyone that you work with. If you exhibit those traits, the people that you work with will as well.